My name is Chef Stefan Czapalay. I'm here today to speak to you about U.S. rice. In particular, the importance of U.S. rice in the world market and specifically in Canada. Today we're going to cook 6 different varieties of rice in 4 recipes. Now 6 varieties of rice, I thought that's quite a bit of rice, but unbelievably there are 40,000 individual strands of rice in the world. Now, those grains are in a museum in Manila, Philippines, where they're carefully protected to preserve each one of those variations of rice. What we have is basically 2 ways to classify rice. We have what you could call by size long grain, medium grain, and short grain rices. And in the front here you have a long grain. This was a basmati or a Tex-mati grown in Texas. This is a jasmine style of rice that is doing very, very well. Very new in the US right now, very heavily perfumed and comparable to any jasmine rice. This is a black japonica. Here in the front we have a short grain rice, and in the back a nice long grain brown and an aromatic red. Now I call this japonica. Really I shouldn't have to say japonica because that's another way to classify rice. You have indica, which is non-aromatic, and you have japonica, which is aromatic rice. So we're really saying black aromatic rice, which it already is. So black japonica, the red would be an aromatic rice as well. It's a japonica style rice. The jasmines, the basmati types of rice, these are aromatic. Your non-aromatic means what happens under the husk of the grain of rice, you have 4, 5, 6 layers of bran. The more bran that's removed in the polishing process, the less fiber it has, therefore a little bit less nutrition, but also less perfume. So you get down into the long grain white rices, for example, the regular rices that we use every day, they're not considered aromatic. However, they do have their individual aromatic characteristics. So what we'll do, I'll show you the 3 types of this rice. The first is a short grain rice. Short grain rice, essentially the measurement is 1 by 1.5. So 1 width to 1.5 long. Almost round, and some of it I've seen in round shape. The middle grain we call medium grain. Now a lot of chefs, they consider it short grain, but it isn't because of its characteristics. It's twice as long as it is wide. Generally these rices are good in risotto. They're quite starchy, somewhat clingy, not nearly as clingy as the short grains. Then the long grain rice, and I've seen these can be very, very, very long, but what makes them unique is that they're 4 or 5 times the length than they are the width. And when they grow, when they swell, they actually swell lengthwise. They don't swell widthwise, so they stay very slender, and they're usually fluffy rices. Those are probably the most commonly eaten rices in the world.